One of the paintings that I've done that is a favorite of both you and me is Waiting for Diego.
I knew you were going to say that.
Frida.
My favorite, probably.
But how did you get into that much of a pained look?
Because I am in that much pain. I have arthritis in my spine. And when I'm in a flare-up, it's really very, very painful. So that pain was real. The emotional pain behind it was invented, but the actual pain was real. Questions that I wanted to ask you.
Right.
Yes, why did you choose me as your muse? And how did that evolve?
Because we knew each other already.
That wasn't enough
No.
to be a muse.
But I could see a lot in your face and what you would be able to tell me in a painting. If there's a connection, the camera is like a third person over there. There's a connection between you and me, and the camera luckily can find it. And then from that image that's on the camera, I'm able to take a memory of that moment and put it on paper.
It's a high responsibility to be an artist's muse. I mean, I look at the Mona Lisa, not that we are that, but I'm sure she had to be his muse somehow for him to capture that. But it's just such an honor first and a big responsibility to be a muse. And you've painted so many portraits.
There is a trust that has to be developed between the model and the painter. And luckily for me, we were able to accomplish that. I imagine that in the first paintings, you would think, oh, what is she going to do to me? Am I going to come out ugly, or will I be dissatisfied with the painting after I see it? So yes, the trust has to be there for you to give me the leeway to create something.
Okay, so trust was a big factor.
Yeah.
But Carolyn, you've painted over 30 pictures, portraits of me. That goes way beyond trust. At least I think so. There is the line between I trust you to I'm going to paint you 30 times. What happens there?
It just happens. Is it friendship? And it's even more than that, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm going to say there has to be some kind of inspiration there. Because I'm not an artist, but as an artist, you have to be inspired somehow, right? To want to paint this thing.
You pick a character and you do all of the shopping, all of the looking for the outfit to become the outward person. So that inspires me to spend all of the hours behind the easel. You've done such a big part of it, and then it's my turn to do the same.
Okay, so it's trust and dedication to the craft.
Dedication, that's a wonderful word.
It's dedication. I'm dedicated to being the best character model you could have to represent you. And your dedication is to do the best job you can capturing the essence of that character. Carolyn, before we started this process today, you told me that your seascapes that you've been painting so much lately reflect your emotion. What emotion are you getting from water?
I guess it does sound weird.
No, it's just different, and I just wanted to know how is painting this water pulling emotion out of you?
If you look at the water on the beach, and I know you love the beach,
Mm-hmm.
every wave presents itself differently. It has its own character, its own personality, and the way the light is hitting it. So one wave might come in with fury, just furious, everything's tumbling and rolling, and that's an emotion, isn't it? Or I might look out and it's very calm, flat, just gentle waves coming in. That's another emotion, and I can feel it. And it's primarily because I have been on and in the water in so many different locations.
Carolyn, you know one of my favorite vacations is Cabo in Mexico. And I've noticed when I go to Cabo or I'm at the beach, that water has an effect on me. I feel at peace, calm. I don't know what it is about the sound of that water and those waves hitting the beach, but it has an effect on me. And usually it's a peaceful, serene feeling that I feel. I just really never thought about how much water can generate emotion in someone. And I appreciate all of your paintings. As a matter of fact, I have one of your paintings. And I wondered if that had the same effect on you as an artist.
It did. For instance, many years ago when I was going through a divorce, I would take my lunch break at work and drive over to Fairhope, which is on the Gulf Coast close to Mobile, and walk out on the pier, sit on the bench, and the calmness, the tranquility of that water centered me and calmed my emotions, my distress, and let me go back to work and finish the day.
When you look back now at the age of 79 over all these wonderful experiences and journeys that you've had with Bill, do you ever miss that? Do you ever get sad or
Every day.
Depressed that your life is here now and that it was such a wonderful life for all these years?
I miss every one of those terribly. I really do. I understand the limitation that age has given us. I would love to get on my bicycle and ride around, but I have a fear of falling. And
Yeah.
if I fall, there's a break.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do that. I do miss. The one thing I enjoy most of all is the snow skiing. I really, really do miss not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Golf, we're not doing that now, and I miss that. Before I met Bill, I played tennis a lot, and then he's a tennis player, so we played together, even in Saudi. 140 degrees outside, but we were playing with our friends over there. Fantastic. Tennis is probably my first love of sports.
There's another aspect of this last portrait that we haven't talked about, and that's the aging process. And I'm 65 now, and I thought my life was over when they invited me to have a Medicare card. Okay? And part of the other side of this portrait is she's aging and she's missing her youth. And that's another aspect of the portrait we did not talk about, is that she is longing for her youth, longing for the days when the men found her the most beautiful or the most wanted or the most desired. And those days are leaving her. And she misses that.
In this painting, in your portrayal of this painting, there is no regard to age. It doesn't look, she looks very youthful.
No, but she knows.
Big difference. That's an internal thing, isn't it?
It is. But internal, you can't separate that all the time.